Shouts to SP4. Let's check it out.
On the surface, Forza Horizon 5 is known as one of the best modern racing games while still maintaining an active player base. But recently, the franchise has been on a decline, and if you look deep, you realize it's only about to get worse.
Recently though?
Staff, after spending over 2 years in this game and its community, I have discovered a few things about it.
Dude, that's 2,400 hours just on Steam. Wait, wasn't the Steam release delayed? Like it came out first. It came out first on... No? Okay. Oh, that was Horizon 4. That was Horizon 4, my bad.
Let's begin. We start in November of 2021, when Forza Horizon 5 was about to be released. Everything was looking good from the outside, but when the game was released, it was an unfinished mess, which isn't a surprise considering the current state of modern gaming. Looking back at the trailers, it became clear that many of the features were...
Okay, the first problem that I had, this car had no sound, right? Like I was doing the first mission. I had like 1,500 or 2,000 people in here, and the car had no sound in the opening scene. I just had to restart it, and then it worked again.
But there is no need for a new game. Both games use the same engine, so why release a buggy mess when you already have a great game that you can improve upon? Money, of course, as it is
Money,
with many
bro.
modern games. Thankfully, the upcoming Forza Motorsport, built from the ground up.
Built from the ground up. Built from the ground up. Built from the ground up. Built from the ground up.
Each audio system has been rebuilt from the ground up.
They just lie to our face and keep showcasing the same old recycled content. Is this a new trend in gaming?
Now pick up your wallet from the ground up.
Going to be a budget Gran Turismo. Forza games are developed by Playground Games and Turn 10, which I will simply refer to as the devs. Keep it.
Did you see? Did you see Playground?
We start with bans. Once every few months, there is a constantly reoccurring controversy in Forza related to bans, and it is for good reason. Forza is notorious for their strict guidelines and false bans, while turning a blind eye against actual cheaters. But even if you avoid all of this and do literally nothing wrong, you are still at risk of being falsely banned, and it happens more often than you might think. So what can you do about it? Nothing. You can submit a ticket, but it is highly likely that you will be greeted with a copy-paste response. Ban appeals are usually handled by this guy, who we refer to as BM. It is clear that he doesn't even read most of the tickets, so what's the difference? They could just use a bot.
Dude, it's probably one person that gets 10,000s of tickets all the time, so obviously he can't read them all. You know what I mean? Like, that's just understaffing right there. I don't even think that's his problem, that he is the problem there, it's just too many.
The modding scene is really small in Forza games, and that's because the devs absolutely hate mods. The most controversial mod for the game has so far been the Forza Painter tool. The livery tool in Forza is highly outdated. In 10 years, it has barely seen any changes and improvements. Better by this lack of care, the community came up with the Forza Painter tool. This tool basically converts images into in-game liveries, but technically it doesn't. It just uses the primitive shapes the game offers and puts them together in a way that looks like the image. This tool was received exceptionally well by the community, but of course, the devs weren't happy. They started banning people.
How dare you make something better than we did? You wanna take our jobs?
This also explains why BM was so keen on someone having unlimited credits despite them literally cheating in an online race. So yeah, welcome to Forza. Feel free to cheat, ruin leaderboards, and destroy online races. There won't be any punishment for you, cause devs and half the player base doesn't care. But tassing or modding a car early is a serious problem. Well, just add that to the long list of questionable priorities in Forza, and it doesn't stop there. The second community leader group, called Forza Horizon 5 UK, appears to condone the use of exploits to achieve impossible amounts of accolades, while their head admin hypocritically labels users of the Forza Painter tool as cheaters. This leaked DM from him also reveals that some of the devs
It sounds to me like a bunch of people having a power trip, you know what I mean? Like you give them a little bit of authority, a little bit of power, and then, you know, whatever they seem, you know, to be correct is fine, right? As long as they have to say in it.
As you already saw, it's hard to get away with any rule breaking in the Forza series. However, it's not uncommon for games to whitelist a few players in their ban system, and this exclusion often ends up being abused in Forza. Like how someone manages to get away despite modding the game and accessing cars before their release, using an exploit to steal liveries and claim them as his own to farm downloads. getting banned on his old account, and ban dodging. Any one of these offenses is enough to get any player banned from Forza, but this person manages to get away with it and openly brag about it just because he is friends with two of the largest Forza creators. We have discussed
one of them was
two out of
I
the five-
said. Right, that's not I said. Not I said. What is that? I said. Let me check. Yeah, that's him. Okay, I'm not sure who that is though. Dioxide, got him. Well done, Twitch chat detectives. Well done.
There is one community leader group left, which is also related to competitive stuff, but this time for the other Forza title, Motorsport. Despite being the game that was supposed to bring the most out of competitive Forza, failed horribly at it. The official scene was called Forza Racing Championship, and it never really took off despite having tournaments with prize pools of up to $250,000. Seriously, it feels like no one knows about this, and even I had a hard time finding information about it.
I didn't hear it
viewership
either.
numbers are in the hundreds, some VODs are missing, and it wasn't exactly popular in the competition either, so we can safely assume that the marketing budget was basically zero. Big sponsors have already moved on to other games with better foundation for such tournaments,
That makes
with
sense.
the pandemic being the final straw for Forza RC. Tora is the last community group with the goal of
The thing is, I really have a hard time believing that the next Forza Motorsport is gonna turn it around. Like, that I'm really curious about. How they're gonna manage the new Forza Motorsport and how it's supposed to bring back all the people. Because I feel like they lost all of their Forza people, and, you know, Forza Horizon is mostly casuals anyway.
The devs' attitude towards the competitive scene has always been Horizon casual, Motorsport serious. Well, the game engine is horrible when it comes to running the game on different hardware to begin with, resulting in huge discrepancies in pace, which basically ruins the competitive aspect.
Wait. If you play at a higher frame rate, I assume you get better times? Interesting. From now on, we're gonna play in low and like 500 FPS. Got it. I didn't know that.
They removed ranked racing from Horizon.
That
and
sucks the
every time
most
you
for
bring it
me.
up in their forums, they just tell you to go play Motorsport. They still fail to realize that Horizon is obviously a much more appealing game. Forza Motorsport attracts Simcade and maybe some full sim fans, the ones that are probably playing Gran Turismo right now, but Horizon, anyone can enjoy it. In a better world, these games would merge to create the ultimate car game experience, but considering everything we talked about, it is highly likely that things will only get worse. In conclusion, Forza games are genuinely great with lots of potential, but sadly, Forza Motorsport is getting destroyed by the competition, while Horizon is dying by the lack of it.
When is the next
questions in the
DLC coming
comments,
out?
As long
This
as this
really
video
thing?
is relevant.
Totally forgot about the release. What's it even called? What DLC? End of March? Oh yeah, it was end of March. March 29, we're gonna get the rally DLC in Horizon 5. In case you forgot. Like me.